Good afternoon. Headed home. Got time for another chat. Time to talk about another one of the technocratic traditions. See, I almost did it to myself there. Technocratic traditions. No. Technocratic conventions. Have to get the right terms. Technocrats don't like being called traditions. That's the other guys. Going to talk this afternoon about the Syndicate. Probably one of the most underestimated of the conventions. Now, they have 5 different groups within the Syndicate. Most of them have 3 on average. They have 5. The only ones that have more than 5 are the Void Engineers, who are just all over the place. I may have to discuss the Void Engineers from at home because I can't keep all of them even in my head. So there are far too many Void Engineers, different groups. But we're not talking about them today. We're talking about the Syndicate. So, the Syndicate are the money men of the Technocratic Union. They control the banks. They control who gets funding. The first group among the Syndicate are the Disbursement. Now, the Disbursement are basically HR and payroll for the Technocratic Union. They make sure everybody gets their money. They're also the ones that fund projects for the Union. So, if you want to get something done, you need to go to them. And they're the ones that are going to give you the funding for it. They use that as a manner of control. You get on their bad side, your project doesn't get funding. Your rivals gets funding. They use that to manipulate the other conventions. Next, we have the Enforcers. These guys are fairly standard. They are your typical door-to-door leg breakers. They collect money that is owed. Now, the Syndicate are an equal opportunity group. They hire mafia and cops alike. They buy from both sides. But the Enforcers are a group, specifically, they are the Technocratic Union's debt collectors. Believe me, you don't want to owe a debt to the Technocratic Union. It doesn't end well. Next, third group, the Financiers. Now, the Financiers work with money like all of the other groups, but specifically, their main goal is to control the world through stock market manipulation. They buy money, they sell money, they buy stock, they sell stock, all to control the market. That sleeper scientist over there that's working for IBM has just come up with something that we don't want the masses to have yet. Right. We need to buy up his competitor's stock to raise the price on that. We need to devalue his stock as much as we can, cause it to crash, and make sure that company has to cut its funding. Why? Because we don't want that being released yet. Hundreds of great ideas disappear into the depths of someone's crazy scheme due to the manipulations of the Financiers messing with people's funding. Now then, the next group, Media Control. Now, the Media Control work very closely with the Watchers in the NWO. In a lot of ways, their goal is the same as the Watchers. They control the world by controlling what people see. Now, this could involve the news, this could involve advertising, this could involve television shows. They use the mass market media to influence the paradigm of the sleepers. If they want you to believe something, if they invent a new kind of laser gun and they want the world to believe that it is just a coincidental thing, they release it all over the news. Not only do they put it on the news, but they make sure that there's some new TV shows, a new sci-fi series that has lasers in there as well, just to imprint on the subconscious that, oh yeah, we already know what a laser beam looks like, that's no problem. And if enough people watch, which they will, then that effect will become coincidental. Because they've already pre-programmed you to expect it. Now, all of these groups that we've discussed, all 4 of these so far, are all managing the world through money. Whether it's affecting the technocracy directly, or influencing what the sleepers believe, or what the sleepers know, or influencing what sleepers have the money to investigate things. They all use money to control the world. The last group is a little bit different. The SPD, the Special Projects Division. Now, bear in mind, we've not talked about anything to do with the Syndicate researching anything or building anything or... No, it's all money. Imagine the surprise then that their final group is a think tank that seems to mysteriously produce technology that's beyond anybody else. It's beyond Iteration X. It's beyond the Void Engineers. It's beyond the Progenitors. It's things that even members of the Union look at it and go, how does that work? And no one knows where it comes from. Because they don't have any scientists. They don't have any inventors. They just have this special projects group that are selling this stuff to the rest of the conventions. Where's it coming from? Well, that's where it gets a little complicated. Now, everything I've said so far is things that your characters, as members of the technocracy, are likely to know. Everything from here forward, your characters will not know unless you're involved in it. And even if you are involved in it, there's about a 50-50 chance you still won't know. Why? Because it's a secret. And the bosses don't tell the minions the secret. Now, what is the secret? Well, the secret is the SPD is not making these weapons. No, the SPD has a partnership with a group called Pentex Corporation. Now, who the hell is Pentex? If they're not Technocratic Union, what are they, just some random company out there that's making stuff better than Union can? No, of course not. Pentex is actually a very profitable corporation run by, and here's why it's a big secret, a group loyal to the Worm, the Nefandi, the bloody mages who have sold out to demons, devils, hell, bad shit. They have sold out to darkness. And these guns that they're selling are not technology at all. They actually use demonic energy. They use nephandic energy. That's why they're so different and why nobody else can figure them out. Because they don't work. At least not as technology. So if your paradigm is technology, I mean, you believe it to be technology, so you shoot it and it works like technology. But if you try to take it apart, it stops making sense. Now then, that's the big secret. And they want to keep it that way. Because even though the highest reaches of the Syndicate know that they've made a deal with the devil, almost quite literally, they're making too much money to expose it. It's worth more to them to make a massive profit than it is to save the world from evil. Of all of the groups of the Union, the SPD are the real bad guys. They are insidiously betraying the Union to darkness. Now then, I reiterate, your characters don't know that. Nobody knows that. A few people have suspicions, but they're not you. And they're much above your pay grade. So, yeah. The SPD are bad news. Now, I'm going to leave it there. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you again in the morning.